Elon Musk wins big pay package, then sued. In an example of mass stupidity, shareholders vote to reapprove Elon Musk's $44.9 billion pay package. That's $44.9 billion pay package.
How does he justify that kind of pay package? He clearly doesn't provide that much value to the company. I would say he actually hurts the company. If anything, like he should have to pay the company.
This amount of money is oddly similar to another amount of money that we've heard about for another venture.
Also, there goes our chance of ever being monetized on this video.
This might be one of the things that ends up tanking this company.
Hello, how the tech are you? This is our weekly tech show on Echoplex Media. We talk about science and tech news and whatever tech and science stuff we want to talk about. I am historian Matt. I am a co-producer and one of the hosts on this show. And the other hosts, we've got a full house today, but they'll introduce themselves on their section. I'm going to jump into my one story. It's kind of a big compound story, but the title I have for it is Elon Musk wins big pay package, then sued. And if you haven't heard about this, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on here with Elon Musk. But we'll get into it. In an example of mass stupidity, shareholders vote to reapprove Elon Musk's $44.9 billion pay package. That's $44.9 billion pay package. This is a reapproval from a court after a court threw out the original pay plan after a lawsuit from a shareholder. It is not clear if the court that blocked the original pay package will accept this reapproval, even though it went past the shareholders this time with more info. The new vote, this new approval, has actually already been challenged by at least one shareholder, and the judge may have to make another ruling on it. The issue here is this deal, and what the shareholder complained about with the new deal, with the new approval, is the deal may cause tax implications that would basically wipe out Tesla's pre-tax profits for the past 2 years. This is a big issue for people. Also, within the same voting period, shareholders approved the corporate move of Tesla from Delaware to Texas. This doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot. Like, people are not terribly worried about it, except like some of these lawsuits are happening in Delaware, and the move to Texas, we don't know what's going to happen, but probably all the lawsuits are going to stay in Delaware until they're all worked out, and then anything new will show up in Texas. So if you are a shareholder and, did you vote for the pay package for Musk, or were you able to? There's a problem. The pay package for Musk may have been reapproved due to what's called passive investing, or index fund investing. One of the most popular ways of investing in the stock market is to invest in index funds. And these funds are basically, they offer diversification with really low fees. That's why they're very popular. You can basically, in different ways, like invest in the entire stock market at once, everything in the stock market. And because these are such big, like, diverse funds, they often include Tesla shares. And if you own an index fund, you probably were not given the option to vote on the pay package at all. And even though the fund included Tesla, instead the fund voted for you, and people are worried that the fund may not have voted the way you wanted. This pay package, as I said, it was $44.9 billion package. It's when I did the calculation out earlier, that's about 10% of all the shares outstanding. Basically, this pay package is all in giving Elon Musk a bunch of shares of Tesla, and it's about 10%. Obviously, giving somebody 10%, these are all like new shares that come into existence, that's going to have some effect on the price of Tesla shares, even if he doesn't immediately sell them all. But, there may be a reason why Elon Musk wants to sell all his shares suddenly, dump them quickly to get the cash out. But if the fund might be voting against what you want. So we can talk about that in a bit. But one final thing, finally, a group of Tesla investors filed lawsuit against Elon Musk, not on the pay package, but in this case, it has to do with, they're suing Elon Musk, Tesla, and its board members over Elon Musk diverting microchips from Tesla to Twitter and XAI, which XAI is being Elon Musk's new like AI company. Tesla was not compensated for the diversion. The lawsuit seeks financial damages and to disgorge Musk's stake in XAI to Tesla, basically giving all of Musk's shares in XAI to Tesla because of the conflict in interest and the obviously inappropriate thing he was doing with these chips. Because there's a conflict of interest because Elon Musk claims AI is the future of Tesla, but also started XAI, which competes with Tesla in AI. Musk claims that Tesla had no pressing use for the NVIDIA chips that are in question here. So he sent them to XAI so they wouldn't just sit in a warehouse. That is my big story. A lot to talk about. What do you guys think?
$44 billion.
44.9.
How does he justify that kind of pay package? He clearly doesn't provide that much value to the company. I would say he actually hurts the company. If anything, like he should have to pay the company for being the CEO.
What are you talking about? He made a great truck, the Tesla truck. Totally didn't hurt the
I don't
company
know
at
the
all.
figures, but I think the sales on that truck have been pretty dismal, right?
Actually, I think they're sold out for like a long time, but they're having a hard time building
Well, that's
enough of
because they
them.
don't
So it's
manufacture
unclear,
a lot of them.
It's unclear if they've sold like a bunch of them and it's doing great, or if it's they haven't been able to produce them fast enough, right? So they're having production issues, which is common.
By sold
for
out,
Tesla.
you mean of the like the initial deposits, right?
I don't know.
No. I think some people who made the initial deposit are still waiting on their vehicle, as far as I know.
Yeah.
I think that means they they don't have inventory of them just sitting around, that all of the ones that they've produced, or nearly all of the ones that they've produced, have been sold. It's manufactured in kind of a weird way, and so it's taking longer per unit to build than other Tesla cars or other trucks.
Okay. So yeah, I guess I shouldn't say that the sales figures are bad. Their production is bad. Like they're
That
not
seems
able
to be
to
an
produce
issue.
enough to sell what people are willing to buy.
Yeah.
And interest may wane over time, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it definitely will. They said that they're coming out with like an $80,000 version, right? The version that doesn't have the full self-driving, that's not full self-driving.
Yeah. There is supposed to be a cheaper version. I think I don't know. I heard something about they're only doing the Foundation series right now, which is supposed to be the fully kitted out one, I guess you call it. I don't know.
The version that has full
one.
self-driving that's not full self-driving.
Yeah, and they're going to fill those out until they have enough actual production to switch to the lower priced ones.
Yeah, I feel like if a company wants to sell you the promise of having something in the future, I don't know. That's sometimes it works out, but oftentimes that really bites you in the butt. You know?
I mean, isn't that like the whole point of Kickstarter?
Yeah, and how many times have people been ripped off by Kickstarters?
Many times.
But Kickstarter isn't $100,000 truck, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
You may not have missed out on your cool board game that's coming out, right?
Yeah. This amount of money is oddly similar to another amount of money that we've heard about for another venture.
That's true. Yeah. $44 billion is a very familiar number.
I wonder if the Saudis came a knocking.
Yeah,
maybe
that's possible. What some of the board member, I think it was a board member, said that they were concerned that if they didn't give Elon Musk this huge pay package, he would stop focusing on the company and maybe
that would be
some other
great
stuff.
That would be awesome. That would be so beneficial to them.
Good thing.
Yeah, that's exactly what they need right now.
Yeah.
Don't threaten us with a non-hostile workplace.
That's right.
Right. I mean, I thought Elon would kind of focus on X/Twitter for a while, and Tesla would kind of go as SpaceX has gone, where it's mostly just upper management left to themselves to manage the company. Elon isn't really involved that much. But it seems like Elon has definitely stepped more in recently. which might explain some of their very odd moves. Like, what was it? He fired like 2 teams. We just covered it a few weeks ago.
The charging team.
Yeah.
Yeah. The team making the supercharger network.
You know, the product that everyone really liked that they put out.
Yeah. Right.
Right after like a bunch of other companies said that they were going to switch to their charging infrastructure and charger type. Then he fired the whole team. It's like, what? But eventually he apparently rehired a number of them because he realized that they actually do need a team there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I have no evidence of this, but he may have just been on like a drug fueled bender when he did that.
Yeah.
So,
Right. But also, like,
you know.
I can't imagine getting fired by this guy, like, kind of like in kind of a rude way, and then he calls you. He's like, "Come back," and I can't imagine like these people. Like, this was the head of a product team that came back, right? That's the first person in the world who's got other job offers who could be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. The clear answer there should be no.
or something more colorful."
Also, there goes our chance of ever being monetized on this video.
And just flipped off. the
Really?
audience.
That stops us from being monetized?
Yeah, I don't know. This is dumb. I can't imagine. Like, this might be one of the things that ends up tanking this company. This is so much capital. Like, I'm not.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's all in stock, but like, still, like, that's the capital comes. That's what the stock is supposed to that's like I can't. I don't even. Is he trying to tank this company?
Well, do you like how it's so much money that it will cause a tax liability equivalent to the past 2 years of profit for Tesla?
Yeah,
But Musk has to have it because he's such an important boy.
he's a special boy. I can't believe like that other like investors were like, "Oh no, he's going to leave," and it's like, well, that's good because the very competent management that probably were crucial in producing cars like the Model S, the Model Y, and the Model X could just run the company now. Actually,
Yeah.
like,
Listen, I just need you to find $44.9 billion, which is one more than we have.
And what do you guys think about the whole AI chip diversion?
I know less about that. It might be that Tesla wasn't going to use them, but I would think that like those chips, you know, they like the machine learning capabilities of those chips would be instrumental in something like full self-driving going forward. But instead, they're going to be on Twitter teaching you new synonyms for the N-word.
Probably.
Yep. Yeah, like I think Musk probably has a point when he says AI is the future of Tesla, but then he seems to be like, you know, pulling change from the till when it comes to like Tesla's ability to create AI products. And it's like to fund his other company, which seems, you know, you said it seems like a conflict of interest. I don't know how much clearer a conflict of interest there could be.
Is it technically possible to have a conflict of interest with yourself?
Well, the conflict of interest is between two companies that he runs.
Right.
So like if I'm invested in one of them and he's diverting funds to the other one, I'd be really upset.
Right,
rightfully so.
Diverting product. It's unclear, and I've been listening to a lot of tech podcasts. It's unclear if Tesla paid for these and then Elon just took them and gave them to Twitter, or if these are yet to have been paid for, and thus the order is just being diverted over to XAI.
Right. Well, part of the big problem here is just getting these chips in general from NVIDIA is hard. All these chips have been backlogged. Everybody's interested in AI right now, so it's hard to get their hands on it. So this diversion is a big deal. These other companies, Twitter and XAI, probably would not have been able to get them otherwise.
So this is the second time, by the way, that NVIDIA seems to have hopped on and gotten rich off of something that's possibly bullshit. If you remember crypto, remember how much goddamn money NVIDIA was making, like during the height of like the people, everybody think, I'm going to set up a mining rig and mine all this. Now everybody's like, I'm going to do AI and whatever. And NVIDIA's like, I'll just take your money. They're like, we're just going to keep doing what we just make an actual thing. Actually, we make the thing, it does the thing. Here it is. You can hold it. It's a real thing. And now you have to pay a lot for it because you all of you idiots think that this is the next big thing. So we're going to take all your money.
You mean you don't want AI in everything?
I think that I think that it's legitimately just the thing that happened after crypto, because these companies, who's really innovating anything in what we call tech now? I don't think anybody is, right? We're kind of stuck. It's like
I am.
we're stuck in this thing where it's like, oh well, here are all these things that are driven by an algorithm, and they're trying to serve you ads for things that you already bought. And so there has to be like another hype cycle, or the free money from the Andreesen Horowitz and Founders Fund, etc. It's all going to dry up, right? Because like those people already made their money. If there's no new hype cycle, they could just take their money and go away, which I would prefer, particularly David Sachs, but not just David Sachs. But yeah, I think it's not that that there's no new products or services being created with generative AI or machine learning or large language models or whatever. It's just that just because there's a product doesn't mean it's all that useful. Or does anybody remember the pet rock?
I think it will be useful. Like it's already there are already some uses for it that are great. But there's a lot of like snake oil in it.
I think that the ratio is probably not necessarily snake oil, but just stuff that is like never going to make anybody any money. It doesn't necessarily
be useful,
right?
Right. There's a whole lot of stuff that's right now that it looks kind of cool, but you try and use it and it's not actually useful. Like you can't quite get it to work. As advertised. Some of it may be useful as like sort of like getting you a half step there, helping you get certain things done a little faster. But yeah, it's like it seems to be a lot of hype.
Yeah, I just think eventually these investors are going to come asking for some returns, and these companies that are all in on AI are going to be like, well, what do you mean?
Yeah. We got to get more users first.
like OpenAI, people are like, oh, we've made all this revenue, but it's still a private company, and so they don't have to open their books in many meaningful ways. They always say revenue. You never hear them saying anything about profit or any projections of them ever being able to turn a profit or anything like that. Yeah. But don't worry, they're probably using more electricity than Bitcoin does now. So now we got two possible scams fighting for the world's electricity as the planet cooks. So that's great.
Yeah. Yep. Pretty much.
That's fantastic.
Right. It costs literally hundreds of thousands of dollars in just like electricity to train these models.
I want to point out that Bitcoin has been more green in terms of its energy for certain reasons, but I don't want to go into detail about that because this story is not about that.
All right. Well, that's terrible. I don't know if anybody in the world deserves $44.9 billion. They don't. But if it was somebody, it's not him. It's not him. I think he should have to pay $44.9 billion to Tesla for the damage to their reputation he has inflicted upon them.
Yep. Thank you for tuning in to How the Tech Are You? We put this show out on YouTube in 3 parts every week. Sometimes 3 parts, sometimes fewer. We also put this show out as a podcast. If you want to check out this and all our other podcasts, you can do that at echoplexmedia.com. And if you want to support us, you can do that at patreon.com/echoplex and eplex.store. Remember to like and subscribe, and another video will be on your screen right now if you want to see more of our beautiful faces. Have a great tech and week.